Hey everybody, back again. So I wanted to kind of let you guys know about something that's going on right now. I got a phone call night before last about my dad who went into cardiac arrest and his heart stopped. He had to be revived twice with CPR. He got 2 rounds of CPR. He was airlifted to a bigger hospital out of the smaller town that he lives in. So he's airlifted, I don't know, I think a couple hundred miles to a better hospital. He's now on life support, and he is in total heart failure. And he's only 58, so it's just super, super young for this to be happening. And no one can really tell me why this is happening. I mean, the nurses and the doctors seem really just super competent and very professional, and they've been very kind and accommodating. But what they're trying to do right now is just get him stable and get him breathing and on his own and beating his own heart. Because his, I guess his lungs and his heart are just giving out, and they need a lot of rest. So they've got him completely just, hooked up, strapped up to these machines. He's got tubes down his throat that are breathing for him. It's horrible. It's horrible. So I flew out yesterday. I was on planes all day trying to get here, just kind of last minute, and I haven't seen him in 5 years, and I see him. He's hooked up like a cyborg. It's just awful, unconscious. They had him in a medically induced coma. All my JW family is here from the state that we're from. My grandmother and my uncle, I haven't seen them in 10 plus years. And I've spoken to them practically not at all. And, here I am in a hospital room with all of them. The place is crawling with witnesses, just crawling. And I'm going through a lot of emotions about this. Brings up a lot of trauma for me, and trying to just keep a lid on that because I am by myself here. I know that who knows what these people think about me. Here comes his worldly apostate daughter. Who knows? There's a million things they could be thinking about me, and I have to be here. I got to be here for my daddy. I have to hold his hand. And I have been holding his hand, talking to him. They said yesterday he can probably hear you, but he probably won't remember anything you say. So, I just told him I was here and that I loved him, and I needed him to get well, I needed him to get better, and to wake up. And I guess I just need some support from you guys, because I'm trying not to be angry at these witnesses. I'm trying really hard, but as they're all very nice. They've all been super nice to me. I really, honestly, I don't have any complaints. They've all been very nice to me. They're taking care of my stepmom. They're, making sure that she's fed and she has a place to stay. And I'm really glad that she has that kind of support, because, in the end, I'm going to have to go back home at some point, and he is going to be he's intensive care right now, and he is going to be in the hospital for, who knows, it could be a month or longer. I don't know how long this is going to take. Yesterday they thought he was making some progress, and today he's not. Today he's not making progress, and they're shocking his heart, and he's been an AFib. It's just a friggin' nightmare. It's just a nightmare, and it's unbelievable. I'm completely in shock that this is happening. What is very upsetting is that I pulled one of the nurses aside last night after everybody had left and gone to their hotel rooms, and I asked her, what are I told her, my family has some really strong religious convictions, and it's really important that my dad not need a blood transfusion. It's really important that it not come to that, because if it does, they're not going to let him. They're going to let him die, and I told her that it's an irrational belief that I don't share, and I feel like the only rational one in the room. And she told me that they are very aware of his particular situation. They had spent 6 hours, he spent 6 hours in surgery yesterday, because he, there's been a lot of big words thrown at me over the past couple of days, and I don't understand them all. But what I do understand is, I guess there was some sort of a stent or a monitor or something that they had in his groin, and they moved it up into his neck, and that's what took 6 hours. She said that one of the reasons they wanted to do that is because the groin thing that they had was known to require blood transfusion, and moving it up is probably, it's better for that. And they have not done labs on him. Can you imagine that? He's in intensive care and he's not getting lab work done. It must be so frustrating for these doctors and nurses. But anyway, they're doing no labs. They are keeping his blood in his body, and they're doing everything they can to encourage his body to make blood and keep blood in. So that made me feel a lot better, and that was last night. And then this morning, I got back to the hospital. I was the first one there. I was in the waiting room. She was having a procedure done, so I couldn't go up. So I was just waiting in the waiting room, and some ass hat in a cheap suit comes in and tells the receptionist that he's there for my dad. And I looked at him. I knew exactly who he was. I know he's HLC. I know he is. And they asked, and what is your relation? And he said, minister. And I couldn't help myself. I think I laughed a little bit, because I just couldn't hold it in. I just couldn't believe this is happening. I can't believe this is happening. I thought this was 20 years away. I knew something like this might happen, but I thought it was decades in the future. I didn't know it was going to happen today. And I was just disgusted. I am filled with anger. I'm filled with anger. So later on, my family all showed up, and here comes HLC man, and they are all standing around him like he's a fucking guru, like he's, just the smartest one in the room. And they've got doctors and nurses that they could actually be talking to, but now they're talking to this douche in a plaid suit jacket. I'm sorry to be so vulgar, but I'm so angry. I am so angry. And I gave him the nastiest looks. I didn't want to. I don't want my emotions to control me here, but he is here to make sure that my dad doesn't get a blood transfusion if he needs one. That's why he's here. That is why the HLC exists. And I know that, my stepmom has been able to find lodging with other witnesses here in town, probably through the HLC, which I think is fantastic. But let's not kid ourselves here. There's only one reason for the HLC, and it's the blood thing, and that's why he's here. So, when my dad's procedure was finally done, the nurse came in and said that I could come up by myself, and he, who couldn't even be bothered to speak to me, this HLC guy, when I get up and leave, says, "Be sure and let us know what's going on." I wanted to punch him. I'm not a violent person, and I was going to scratch his eyes out. I can't believe how mad I am. Maybe I should get some Xanax. I'm liable to go to jail tonight. I went up there, and my dad's the same. He's still out. He's out. And I talked to the nurse that they have on working on him today, and I asked her the same question about the blood thing, and she was kind of like, I don't want to lie to you. She said, a situation like his, and with everything we've done, I've never seen this not require blood. So I just got very, very distraught. Because I'm not his next of kin. His wife is here. She's the one. She has the right to make the decisions for him, and I don't. And I don't know how long this is going to take. I'm going to be here though. I have no idea how long until he either comes out of it or the blood issue comes up. I don't know how long it's going to be. But I told this nurse too, I do not share these beliefs, and I apologize to her, because how frustrating would it be to be in the business of saving lives and have someone come in with these just absolutely nonsense beliefs that will kill you for no reason. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for my family and for my dad in front of this woman who went to college. Here she is, like, having to deal with my family's just ridiculous beliefs. Mad respect. If you're a nurse, I have mad respect for you. You guys are the real MVPs. I gotta hand it to you. They're amazing. They're amazing. Very professional, very kind. So I am. I guess I'm out here by myself, surrounded by witnesses, and they're being nice to me, but this is a very, very traumatic experience, and I just need my ex-witness people. I need you guys. I don't know. There's nothing can be done, except wait. But this is a very lonely experience, and I hope that none of you ever go through it. I am going to, when I get a chance to talk to my stepmom alone, I am going to talk to her about this. If I can find the best, most diplomatic way to do it. Because when it really comes down to it, no one needs to know. No one ever needs to know that he had blood. He never needs to know. She wouldn't even need to know. No one needs to know. I could make that decision. I don't have a problem with that decision. My dad's life is more important to me than this dogma. I feel like Watchtower. My whole life has been taking my dad away from me, and now they're gonna kill him. And again, it might not come to that, and fingers crossed that it doesn't. But they've destroyed my life. I mean, they haven't destroyed my life. I got away, so maybe that's a bit dramatic. I got away, and I have a life. I have a better, more fulfilling life that I'm living for today instead of for some, abstract thing in the future, with fruit and pandas. But they've destroyed my dad's life, and in so doing, they've taken away a little piece of me that is very special and very precious that I'll never be able to replace. And if they kill my dad, they will be in litigation with me for the rest of my life. I will dedicate the rest of my life to making sure that they know who I am and what they have done, and that they killed my dad. So again, maybe this is me going worst case scenario, but according to the medical professionals, this is a real possibility. So I will keep you guys updated, and I will keep you posted, and that's it. hopefully next time I talk to you guys, I'll have better news. So take care of yourself and hug the people that you love, because you never know when everything could change. Everything could be changed in an instant, and you never know. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for watching.